1 Charlie. Mark, 1 Charlie.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm full of optimism.
Einstein's theory of relativity.
And we're still seeing it quite well through that haze.
T-minus 37 seconds.
The fight is growing confident.
E equals MC.
That all men are created equal.
About the future innovations.
And growing strength in the air.
Ignition sequence.
Tear down this wall.
Head on. Something's happening. Coming up on staging.
This is Finding Your Frequency with your hosts, Jeff Spinard and Ryan Treasure. It's time to speak up, share your voice, and hear from the thought leaders.
And welcome to Finding Your Frequency. I'm your host, Jeff Spinard. I am the CEO and president of World Talk Radio, home to the Voice America Talk Radio and TV networks. Joining me today is a special guest, my TV director, senior executive producer, Mr. John Missel. John, welcome back to the show.
Hey, it's always great to be here. Having a good time as always. Just
Absolutely.
laughing, telling bad jokes.
Well, you know, we got the co-host, Ryan Treasure, the VP of Marketing here, VP of Broadcasting, who is enjoying some vacation time.
Yeah, up in probably not as sunny as we are, Idaho, I think. Told me he was going fishing. So
he's back. He's on his way back anyway. He'll be back tomorrow, and we'll be back in the groove by Monday. So, you know, good stuff.
See if he brought us any fish this time. What do you think?
I don't like fish. I won't eat it anyway. So
okay, more for the rest of us.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, John, we have a special show today. We've got two young gentlemen and a beautiful lady that'll be joining us today, but we'll get to that after. Last week, we went political that didn't go political because we had a little technical difficulty, so we ended up with our Leonard Kim, John Duffy show again, which is a great show.
That's an awesome show, actually, and you know, I'm kind of glad we're not going to talk about last week's show today because, you know, I don't want to do any of these, comedians getting interviewed by Secret Service or anything with my political thoughts right now. So we're just going to skip right over that.
Okay, yeah, we'll jump right over the fence. But let's talk about some of the things that are coming up. We have several live events that we'll be doing. We'll be in New York, we'll be in Las Vegas, we'll be in L.A., but one of the events that I'm going to be going to actually on Monday is I'm going to be heading out to L.A. to go to Marshall Thedford's new office party.
You know, and I think office party, but unfortunately I know L.A., so I know that means that's rock and roll, and I just kick some butt while we're out here and have a good time. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's got himself a new studio opening up, so he's going to be working with a lot of celebrities and athletes and high-profile professionals, and so it's going to be, and a lot of them are influencers. So that's what he deals with. He's working on his show. I talked to him earlier today. He's putting his show together for the influencer channel, so he's got a lot of work going on. But this is kind of his big event to welcome everybody to the his new studio. And, Marcello, he's been in Crimson Tide, Volcano, Daylight, Dangerous Minds. He's all over the place,
And you took my whole lead in there. Tell them about the influencer channel, the new influencer channel.
Well, it's not new anymore. We've been talking about it for a little while, but we'll get into it. We have a lot of people that are a part of this new influencer. I don't want to call it a wave, but there's influencers influencing influencers. In other words, we guys like Greg Reed, Forbes Riley, James Dentley, a lot of very high-profile professionals that are giving their knowledge to teach and educate younger, upcoming influencers the business and how to move themselves forward and just build and create, and on top of it all, to give back.
You mean influencers like our couple or our three outstanding guests today that are
young,
the millennial up-and-coming influencers in the world?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And we will certainly get to that. But, John, let's talk about the TV network. How you been doing with the TV network?
Let's talk about the TV network. We have a couple white label. We're talking to somebody that wants to do a whole teaching white label network. and private channels on Voice America TV. It's expanding the content. It just keeps expanding. I think every time I'm on, I get to push the fact that there's stuff that goes back on that TV network as far as Charlie Chaplin, some of Charlie Chaplin's original stuff, the cartoons for the kids, to businessmen, to CEOs, 24 channels now, and growing with 2 or 3 more to come.
You've got the Comedy Channel, which...
Online Entertainment Channel. Yeah, lots of great stuff right now.
Well, what I like is we have our own clients that have been doing radio with us for years that are now moving over. I shouldn't say moving over. They're adding TV shows to their repertoire, so that portfolio or that media, they have that multimedia platform that I think is just so important nowadays to really help with, creating who you are and building who you are.
It's almost a little bit of a reverse now with video taking over a little bit more. I mean, talk radio is always going to be talk radio. It's always going to be awesome and out there. But to have that full media package to expand now, to be able to have TV, and now also what I'm seeing with a lot of these people that have their own TV shows, we know print is way on a decline when it comes to magazine and newspapers, but a lot of people starting their own online magazines after they've done their radio and their TV and having that full multiple points of presence. And you know me, I'm all about multiple points of presence. So
yeah, and you know what? The SEO piece is pretty important, which we'll get into that absolutely coming out of break. But so we get a lot of good things happening. Right now, I've got 17 of the 25 influencers in place. So, the shows have started. They're at least 1 week to 4 or 5 weeks deep. So we got our first month underway with the Influencers channel. This channel, these influencers have anywhere from 5,000 followers to 5 million followers. So, they're bringing in all of their people to the table. So we're building an audience that hopefully we're going to be able to reach 10, 12 million people in 6 months to 9 months' time. So there's big inspiration there.
And it's always nice. I mean, after 9.5 years here with the network and seeing a couple other channels go and grow from the beginning, it's always fun to see another new one come up and sprout, so to speak, but also take hold so quickly and move.
Absolutely. All right. Well, listen, we're going to take our first break. You're listening to Finding Your Frequency. Follow us on social media at JeffSpinney2, at Radio Ryan 1. You can check out past episodes on VoiceAmerica.com. And we'll be back here with Nick and Chad in 2 minutes. And welcome back to Finding Your Frequency. I'm your host, Jeff Spinnard.
And I'm your guest co-host, John Missel.
All right. Let's bring in our 2 fantastic guests here today. But, of course, I want to give you a little opening here. Chad Krifa is a co-founder of Pilier, LLC, was born in Los Angeles and raised in Oklahoma. That's a nice little distance. He specializes in creating strategies for clients, helps with day-to-day operations, and makes sure that all client goals are met. From realtors, politicians, business professionals, and celebrities like Jean-Claude Van Damme have utilized his professional services to enhance their online presence. Chad, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Nick, let's talk about you for a second. Nicolas Varenberg, co-founder of Pilier, LLC, Los Angeles born and raised. Nick is 21 and currently studying at ASU. He is a natural-born artist making his debut in the upcoming film Kickboxer Retaliation, as well as graphic design for Pilier's websites and clients. His creativity fuels Pilier and allows production of other ventures such as T-shirt design for various YouTube celebrities. Nick, welcome to the show.
How you doing? Happy to be here.
Doing great. Listen, okay, it's good to have you guys. I'm glad that I was able to give you a little background there, but I want you guys to fill us in on kind of, Pilier, where it came from. But before that, give us your history coming into your own, so to speak.
Well, okay, so how me and Chad met was pretty interesting, actually. I got this role for Kickbox Retaliation, and originally I think it was supposed to be a little smaller, but I ended up staying a lot longer there. And Chad, because me and my dad, we talked distantly, because I'm in school now, I go to a college, so, like every once in a while, hey dad, And so Chad was already running his social media and all this, and I had no idea, and I went to my dad's house, talk more about the role.
Sure.
And this is the first time I met Chad, and he had all these like awesome ideas and stuff, and we were just like bouncing off a little bit there, and then we ended up traveling to Thailand together because, again, he was doing marketing and all that.
Sure.
And he actually ended up taking over marketing for Kickboxer Retaliation. The producer just had to sit down with him. And, we were buddies because we were around the same age. And he came to me and he was like, yo, dude, all the, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, dude, and we started bouncing ideas off each other. Take over.
Yeah, that's the funny part is when the producers and directors approached me regarding the marketing, I went directly to Nick because we're always bouncing ideas back and forth regarding how we can do promotions, how we can make it different. And so literally when it came time to doing the marketing for it, it was literally both of us.
Sure.
The whole time we're in Thailand. We were there for a good month and a half. At the same time, we were both collaborating on doing Jean-Claude's social media, which we increased his Twitter and his Instagram, which weren't utilized by hundreds of thousand followers, more engagements and all.
Excellent.
So I was shooting at the same time, so I would come back and Chad would be like, dude, look what I've done,
right.
and I'd be like, dude,
no,
it was just like incredible because I've never met him, and he's like, we're like the youngest kids on set. And,
yeah, right.
Yeah, no, it was really influenced me to go towards marketing, that kind of side. He's like, hey man,
what are you doing at ASU right now?
Right now I'm honestly I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm getting a degree to make my mom happy. Most of my classes are online because I know my friends with engineering degrees using their cap to beg for money.
Absolutely.
And
that's the way it goes sometimes. Not everybody is as fortunate as others, and so going back to, we went from I'm on Kickboxer to I'm partnering with Chad to do the social media for Kickboxer. What's the background here? How what was growing up like? How did you become? First of all, how did you get involved in Kickboxer?
Okay, so I was always involved in acting. I would always do short films with my brother and stuff. Growing up, I had multiple acting classes because I didn't really have an outlet. Neither of my parents pursued school or any of that. So I was the first one to I'm actually the first one to, if I finish, which I will, but
get that
to get the degree.
Right.
So I just thought that was my outlet, creative side. But I just started doing art, and I can draw and all this, and design and stuff, and we just met up, and it was just perfect. It's Empire of all this stuff already, and then
you guys got along
creativity,
nice,
and then we started coming up with stuff, and we just burst some brilliant ideas, and then it's been history ever since.
Excellent.
And we're still starting up, so brand new logos.
You might want to tell the audience, Nick, who your dad is.
My father is Jean-Claude Van Damme, but I don't
imagine that.
I don't want to go around saying that. That's kind of been the stigma, but
he doesn't know, but. And Kickboxer, that's such a fantastic movie. I'm a big fan. It goes way back, from the very first Kickboxer, moving on. I know there's, several. What number is this one now?
So actually, what the producer is trying to do, it's actually a really cool idea. If you've seen they remade a Kickboxer called Kickboxer Vengeance on Netflix already.
Yep.
Yeah. And so this is going to be the sequel to that. So what they're trying to do is rebrand the trilogy, because it is really cool. It's a really cool franchise, and they did try to do that after my dad's initial movie back when, but using different actors and stuff. So this new type, and the producer included Jean-Claude and stuff, and we had all these conversations, the producer's a really cool guy. Yeah.
Now, how do you get into this? You guys meet. How do you become the guy that's doing all the social for Kickboxer? How did that happen?
So actually, our fathers grew up in Belgium together, and my dad was actually training his dad martial arts and such. So they both actually came to LA at the same time, And it turns out that my dad's actually the bad guy in like every single. He always getting knocked out by like his dad. So
right.
my dad is a producer and such. I was back in Oklahoma working for Buick GMC doing IT, social media marketing and such. And I got this call saying, you know, he actually needs help with marketing. So you want to come out for a visit? And I ended up coming out just for a visit, which was supposed to be like a week's time.
Right.
And while I was there, he was just like, yeah, how do you think my marketing's doing, stuff like that. So I just did a little looking and saw that there was a lot of errors. And he said, do you want to take over the marketing? And I was like, okay. And so I was like, last minute, had to quit my job, fly back to Oklahoma just to get my passport and return back to LA the same day to make a Hong Kong flight the next day. So afterwards that, we, you know, finally kicked off doing the marketing with that. And it's just, you know, during that time, it's just summertime and just looking for have an adventure. We were always going out and stuff like that in these foreign cities and such, and never really thought about like how important this is that we can actually turn this into a business and actually generate income. We were just like having fun at the time, you know.
Chad, what's your background? Give us your history coming up. I mean, you guys are both young guys, so I don't know how far back we go here, but you know, how did you get to where you are today?
Yeah, so like I said, back up to Oklahoma, I was working for Buick GMC, and I was honestly just looking for a raise. And so what I was doing was like trying to find new outlets where we can increase sales. So I started dabbling into SEO, landing pages, hidden pages, retargeting ads, trying to figure out a new way to sell somebody rather than just saying, oh, we have great sales this month again. Like, it's like, oh, you said that last month. Like, great. But guess what? They're still doing that.
Right.
Anyways, so from there, it's just took off with that aspect, moved to LA, and decided to start a company after I realized how beneficial this is and all the directors and producers I met that wanted to continue using my services. And started working with a very vast, different amount of people. I mean, I went from doing for celebrities and movies to politicians, and the whole Libertarian Party of California is social media. And from there, it just started broadening out. So, like, I went back and I started working with the lead actor of Kickboxer Vengeance, was Alam Musi, doing his video editings and such. And then just crazy, like, jewelry and such like that.
Kind of rolls.
It just kept rolling, and I was like, oh, this is weird. Like, went from here
like
to
this,
there. Yeah. I was like, this is nice, like, nice paycheck coming in. So, like, it was really nice, and I decided to reconnect with Nick, and I was like, hey, you should come out to LA, come visit. So we stayed with each other for like a week or so, went to the beach and stuff like that, and just, you know, going back and forth, and our ideas just naturally come to us, and we just talk about it, but we never thought like how much we could actually make a profession out of this. So finally, I had an aunt that was throwing a graduation party for my cousin, and this was in Northern California, and Nick was actually moving his stuff from his apartment here in Tempe actually back to Oregon. So he's like, hey man, why don't you just come with me? And I was like, all right, yeah, sounds fun. I've never been to Oregon before. Like, what's there to do besides get rained on?
Not afraid. Chad, it sounds like you're not afraid to go on any adventures.
Oh no, we haven't even started yet.
I mean,
so we actually get to Oregon, and like I said, it's just this little R&R for both of us. I like kicked back from my business and
on the way from this, before we were in LA, this is where we first met up. I was doing ADR there for Kickboxer, which I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, we kind of started like talking about ideas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I can, you know, help you out or whatever, because, you know, Mark was like, okay, 100%. And then we were literally shooting basketball hoops in Oregon at my house, at my mom's house, and we literally just like spawned this great idea because he's been at ASU like a couple times, like, you know, the thing, we partied, you know, showing him a good time and stuff like that. And he, you know, there's all these girls with a lot of followers and stuff like that. We actually brought one of our models today. We'll get into that in a second.
Right.
So we see them getting like all these promotional brands from like startup companies, which is fair. Like, you know, we want to help them out and stuff like that. But they send them like a free bathing suit. Hey, I'll send you a free bathing suit, a free bottle of sunscreen or something if you repost this. And, you know, for them, mass production, that's a couple cents. But there's already like Instagram famous people getting paid like hundreds, you know,
Kardashians,
and
who endorse the products, right?
Even, and Chad just showed me like Instagram famous people, and they're like, they get like a couple hundred for this. So we were like, okay, so let's utilize like all the, because we, you know, we're homies with these girls. They're like cool. And like there's guys with a lot of followers too and stuff like that. So we're like, okay, so why don't you get paid for that? We can package you guys together. We don't want to give too much because we're still hitting the ground running here. But yeah, we can sell them to companies to get them actually paid instead of the defect of their bathing suit that had a rip in it or something, you know,
Exactly.
for free
Sure.
promotion. And
So-
why not? Because it helps them out. And,
Yeah. So rather than giving a girl a $2 bathing suit minus their business expense for shipping that over, it's just, why don't those businesses, when they're looking at, like, for say Sasha's Instagram page, and they see under her info in her bio and it says Sasha at pilierglobal.com.
Right.
As soon as that business or emails us, and then we can start immediately going back to back with them saying, okay, so you want this post, this is what you're trying to reach, then we can offer them these packages. Because of right now with Pilier, and I think we have like 20 models, but that's like not even the base, because that's just like our friends and girls that we've met and stuff like that. We really haven't brought it out.
we actually brought Sasha along so she could talk a little, if that's
Right.
cool.
Give
If
it
she could talk a
I'd
little bit.
love to hear a little input from Sasha.
Because, you
Sure.
know, this is the information we got this from. Is
Now
like,
this of course is Pilier. I know your Blueberry Social is that part of what you're come from to what the change is?
Exactly.
Or,
yeah.
okay.
So that was my first business when it was just marketing and such. But literally, when me and Nick sat down and we're just all these different ideas from apps and companies and production and just our creative ideas,
just
maybe
marketing
if we're behind
strategies
the movie,
alone, you know,
we
like,
thought
we could help them, like,
So we thought we need to have this under one name and also like both of us
makes
together.
sense, right,
So this is when we came up with Pilier, which is French, which is our roots back in Belgium. It's French for pillar, which is the structure, the foundation of a company.
So
from
we
whatever
covered
it is.
marketing, SEO, everything.
Web design,
and this
graphic design.
Graphic design. Did we bring that shirt actually?
It's in the car.
Oh, it's in the car. So actually, one of our first things after launching Pilier, because literally from the time that we were playing basketball and just coming up with the idea, we filed for our LLC probably like 3 days afterwards.
Right.
Mutual friend,
Okay,
old
came
clients were
together,
hitting him up already.
Old clients were already coming to me.
And it was just like, there's money to be like.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we had this shoe reseller that came to us, and he was just like, Chad, where are you right now? Because I'm always traveling and such. So I was like, I'm actually in LA. He's like, okay, I need an artist by tomorrow. And I was like, oh, perfect. I have Nick, who's like a great artist. He actually has his own artwork.
Yeah.
And so I introduced Nick, and I was like, I don't really know what this is going to be or how it's going to go about. But Nick came, and they said that they want to do this shirt collaboration with these YouTubers, that it's the FaZe Clan. They're actually MLG gamers, professional Call of Duty players.
They're good, too.
And
They've won a lot.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
and they have
you guys you see on TV playing big money.
So they have millions of followers.
Someone you don't want to be in a lobby with.
Yeah, not at all. And they just like immediately said, okay, we want to do this comic book style T-shirt, and we just want it recreated. And Nick knocked it out of the park.
Nick does the artwork.
He did all the artwork. We did it actually. We first started on pencil and paper, and then I was like, no, there's something that we can translate from actually drawing.
That's when I started learning about like tech and like
all
that.
The
you know,
tech.
like, it was available.
It was,
they got 3D printers and all kinds of cool stuff.
It was the Apple Pen. So he started using the Apple Pen with his iPad, drawing it, and then we would take it over into Photoshop and actually color it in. So we actually finished the T-shirt about like 2 weeks ago, and we actually debuted the T-shirt at the BET Experience in LA. So
and
that was pretty.
Awesome.
That was pretty.
It was a collaboration of the guy we're working for. He sells shoes, Supply 23. So he's he gets like the plugs for like some Nike mags, like Air Force Ones. Yeah. Like, sells them like rappers like Lil Yachty and that kind of stuff, and the YouTubers. So it was like kind of a collab to bring those companies closer together, and then we threw our company in there as well. So that was one of our first.
That was our first client, actually. Yeah.
The day after our LLC was formed.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get too much deeper, I want to hear from Sasha.
Yeah.
Sasha, talk to us about working with these gentlemen and kind of what that's like.
Sure. Yeah, well, I remember I was from different companies, makeup, swimsuits, things like that, and like it'll be a lot easier like if it's going through one company and like we're getting paid for it. So I was like, I'm down, like let's do this.
Right.
Like me and my friends, like for fun, we like to have photo shoots and stuff, like go different places, bring the camera, have pictures, and if we're getting paid for like promoting different things and having fun at the same time, let's do it.
So you just wear the bathing suit
like,
or
let's
put the
do
t-shirt
it.
on.
And it's like
or
hard,
whatever.
you know, college students, you have like a lot of classes to deal with. It's like hard to like balance your everyday life. So like it's hard to have a job at the same time. So I was like, this is a great idea. I'm more than happy to do this. And it's like more of a personal basis, you know, because when other companies do contact you, you're not really sure who you're talking to at the same time. And it's like a lot of DMs. It's like hard to always respond and like keep in contact with them.
DMs.
Direct messages.
Thank you. Okay.
On Instagram.
Okay. With the
new
abbreviations, let's get the.
Yeah, basically, like they'll be like, hey, you want to post a picture in the swimsuit? We'll send it out for free. Want to post a picture with this lip gloss? I mean, I'm more than happy to do it. It's just I don't know exactly who I'm talking to. I don't know what exactly to do. So if it goes directly through the agents, they're going to tell me what to do, and we're going to have some photo shoots and post some pictures and help promote and with like all of our friends and stuff. So it'll just like it's having fun and working at the same time. So I was more than happy to do it.
Great idea.
Maybe we're in the wrong business.
We might be, or we can have them help. That's all good.
I don't see why not. We got open clients ready to promote.
Exactly. Right. Well, that's cool. Okay, so right now you have you said what 100 about 100 girls right now.
Actually, we have 20 girls that are signed with us right now that make up 500,000 engagement in total.
500,000.
Yeah, 500,000 in total. But like I said, that's just personal. The people that we've met and we know. But we have a very long list of Tempe, Arizona area girls ranging from 600,000 followers down to 6,000, where it's like the basis that we want to start. And so we're actually going to start moving forward to getting more girls a part of us. That way we can use this as something to help increase
local businesses.
Brand awareness.
When you guys are traveling and you're in Thailand or such, are you looking to recruit at that time?
We'll see. If they have it all depends. We're trying to do it in the U.S. and like based around college campus because those those are where like that's sold. Like when you're scrolling, when guys are scrolling on Instagram or Facebook on their phone apps, you see little swipes of like different products and stuff like that. And so and they get reposted all the time by like all these girls and stuff like that. So I do most like I don't know about you guys. I do most of my shopping like
online.
Yeah,
it's
online.
way easier to do
it's
online.
Way easier.
I'm finding myself doing that more.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays it's so hard to just go to the mall to like try everything on, and you just see like all these models and like all these links. You're like, I'm just gonna sit here and do it from my house.
Order clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
online.
like I always see pictures. Like I was talking to them, I always see pictures of like different Instagram famous girls, different models, like promoting all these different brands. They just have the links, and you can it's so much easier. You can just click it, see what's like popular, what's like happening nowadays.
Online shopping is definitely so much. All right, guys, listen. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You can follow us on social media at JeffSpinney2, at Radio Ryan 1. Additionally, you can check out past episodes at voiceamerica.com. Finding Your Frequency. We'll see you on the other side in 2 minutes. And welcome back to Finding Your Frequency. I'm your host, Jeff Spinard.
And I'm your guest host, John Missel.
And we are here with Chad and Nick from Pilier, LLC. And we're getting down and dirty now because we're getting the inside scoop on how the company runs, what the basis is. And, of course, after this show, there's going to be a whole lot of calls for your business. So let's get a little deeper. First of all, I want to ask you, Facebook advertising is hot. What are some of the best strategies that you use?
Definitely just not acting like a normal consumer when it comes to promoting your business. And when you make a promotional post, and normal businesses will just say, okay, we're going to put $100 and we're going to boost this promotion. And they say, we're going to lay out all of our keywords, even if it's hundreds, into this post. And instead is something that we took an alternate route on. It's let's split this boost into segments. So if somebody gives us $100, we're going to split that among different posts. We're going to split their keywords up, and we're going to try to group them with actual interests, location, and keywords that are relevant together. And minus that fact, is how many businesses that actually miss the part where they can connect their Instagram to their Facebook ad, so they're ran on both platforms itself. But the main thing that I'm trying to express on all of our producer, director contacts and such like that is how the importance of retargeting through Facebook Pixel is a very, very big important thing that they should be running. And this is a way we can actually track when we have a client. They say, well, how do we know that you actually got us these sales on this? We can go back and we can see how many people were actually made the sale or visited the website, etc., just based on the Facebook Pixel itself. Another big importance, like you're talking about Facebook marketing, is SEO and how powerful it is. And that's the main thing. It's how many keywords you have, and really want to talk about how important it is when you're a business owner, as if it was ourselves. It's like, okay, I'm looking to be an Instagram model. So if I'm looking to be an Instagram model, how am I going to search an agency? What is the things that consumer would actually search on Google to actually pick up our business? And that's the relativity. So we actually just worked with this this company called Send It Cabo. It's our good friends. That's a travel agency that brings kids from colleges and gives them the full package for a flight and hotel out to Cabo, and it has full service, and it's very amazing. And so they said that they wanted to increase traction, they want to do ads, and they want to do SEO and make some use out of their extra domains that they have. So I said, okay, these are the things I'm going to need from you. I'm going to need your keywords, I'm going to need your about your company, the locations you want to target, the people of interest, and maybe other businesses as well. And when we got it back, we saw a lot of keywords were missing. And so me and Nick, when we were putting these pages together, we're like, what are some other things that people are going to search? Maybe instead of Cabo, maybe they're going to search Tijuana Spring Break or Rocky Point Spring Break.
So it redirects them,
Redirects them, so what we did is we put those in a play, and we said, interested in Rocky Point Spring Break, right? Well, why don't you give out Cabo for a try, So, and
there's a million different,
chat,
so I'm like more the creative side when we first started this, but Chad's been teaching me like all this.
So you're learning some.
Yeah, it's so beneficial. Like it's not even beneficial. It's necessary, for startup companies, especially like the ones we're going to be working with, and we're already currently working with, and us as ourselves,
Yeah.
Sure. Well, myself, who's run a business for 18 years, hell, we're in new times,
Exactly. And
different things with social and marketing. It's all, blowing up and exploding everywhere. 100%. It's you young guys that are, making it all happen. So I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
Just for an example, this is your business. So for you, how many extra domains do you have that are relative to your business?
Yeah, 40.
40?
Right.
Okay, and what are those doing?
Some of them are in use. A lot of them are just sitting there.
Okay. See, that's the main thing that we're trying to pick up on is when we come across these businesses and such, it's like the realtors and such, they want all these different domains that are relative so they can pick up, but they're just redirecting. But how many of them are actually picked up on Google and actually redirect?
Right.
So that's the biggest thing is we have this new solution that we came up with, and this is for SEO. And we make these landing pages, which are almost act like their own websites that will redirect if they're clicked on a logo or a call to action that's on that page. And so what we'll do is we'll make a use out of all 40 of those domains. That way this picks up. And so when we get this list of keywords and locations interest, we'll split those on among those pages as well. So this is very great for increasing traction.
Sure.
Facebook Pixel on these pages as well, and mainly retargeting, because that's the biggest play. I heard you speaking earlier when you came on about print and how print's going down, right? And that is something I was trying to influence along Baron Bruno when I was doing his political campaign for his search. He said, we're going to do another magazine article and stuff. I was like, why?
Yeah,
let's take that money and put it into social. We have all these very key factors that could really help, and we ended up doing a lot of these Facebook boosts and a lot of these keyword searches, and I'm pretty sure we got a really number of people that weren't actually registered as libertarians in that district that actually voted for Barron. So that's I think we took a win out of that.
Sure,
even though
absolutely.
Two-party system.
Chris, you obviously know Chris. He's
Yes.
My executive producer, my friend, and of course you guys
Yeah.
worked with Chris with the campaign.
Right.
And he told me how well the campaign worked, and now I'm starting to understand a little bit of how it worked.
Exactly.
So, great job.
But I have a question for you. With your clients, you have any? Because you made me think of this when you said you were working in Oklahoma.
Yes.
And you gave them these ideas and solutions, and they're still back to their old ways.
Yes.
Are you finding it, any of the older companies, and when I say older, like 40, 50-year-old companies, coming to you a little bit but starting to understand that they need it and want to put it into place, or are they still taking the hard line?
It takes a lot of convincing, honestly. The main thing that I try to do is when it comes to older businesses, I try to show them the best results that I can about, okay, so if you're going to put this much into print as your normal ways, what you're used to, what you're comfortable with, and if I can double or triple the numbers through online Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram advertisements, which way are you going to take?
Sure. Please, for the love of God, change.
So 40, 50 years set in their ways, that's hard to break.
Yeah, of course.
It's understandable. It's a different generation.
Sure.
And that's the main thing that people think about me and Nick is, there's a lot of people that are just going to go this straight path, and we're the actual ones that are not afraid to broaden our path. And this is something that we like to correlate with businesses.
Sure. Well, that's something, it kind of relates to Jeff and I. We obviously work very closely together for a lot of years now, and we always talked about one of the things that kept us young was we work with so many different people of so many different ages that we haven't been able to get totally, for lack of better terminology, closed-minded and set in our ways that some of this we understand, a lot of it one person will understand and vice versa.
Right.
So we're open-minded enough to go and change, and that's kind of what I was digging at. Are you finding more and more of those companies, or are you finding more companies that are closed-minded?
Oh no, all of our clients from past to present right now are extremely happy with the results that we've been giving them.
Sure.
So of course they're going to take the route, and it's actually better for us because when it comes to a business and we're talking about that we're going to do these promotions, they don't have any kind of budget for online marketing, like whatsoever.
It's not even relevant to them at the time until we literally expose it like a rabbit out of a hat. Like, it's an option too.
Check this out. See what this does.
But that's not just speaking for a lot of the companies we've been working with are like they understand SEO and all that, but they still need it done. But we're talking about for example, we're still very new in the relationships. We don't names or anything. We're working with a towing company right now. We're going to try to rebrand them and redo their marketing. So basically, he's family owned. He has a lot of different sites. So he's done. You come, hey, you like that Camaro or like the alternator? Like, yeah, how much or whatever. And they have a website, but just talking about redirecting. Chad, we looked at the website and they redirect you like third-party sites. So
third-party search for parts.
Once you look at his part from his site, you might end up at somewhere else.
Yeah, right.
And then just buy it off them, and it's like, what's the point of your?
That's what I was.
What's the point of your? Yeah, and so and that's just one of the major factors for. That's like that's a prime example of like a company will always be around, but can be brought into the new generation.
Absolutely.
And not be taken over by.
Is there a certain client base that you look for? Do you stay in a certain lane, or are you guys pretty broad?
We're very broad.
That's where we want to specialize.
It's just I think that we perform better if we're passionate about the product and what we're actually offering. I mean, if I was totally against something from the get-go, I'd be like, I couldn't do this for you. But I feel if I'm really into the product or what they're offering, that I perform a lot better, which honestly I haven't turned down one client so far. The relationships that we've been building with people are very unique. As Fourth, I think we spoke about this on 4th of July. Thanks for having us, by the way.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
But we have this guy that we met that's actually a chemist, and he's making these products, what would you say they're?
Hermetic botanicals. Hermetic botanicals.
Hermetic botanicals. And so he has these products that range, like there's this one product, and it's called the Panic Button, that we're actually doing rebranding
it right now. Yeah.
We're rebranding it right now, his whole website, everything. And so this product, it's when you're overly intoxicated, no matter what it is, and you take this gummy, in like 30 minutes you're sober.
Yeah.
And it's all natural
gnarly.
ingredients.
Cool is
It's
that?
non-GMO.
They work with nootropics.
I just saw this. I just saw this on Channel 3 in Arizona or something. They just did a piece on this.
Really?
Yeah.
It's all about nootropics. This guy's a very talented guy. But
Yeah.
see, that's the kind of thing. We try to do I don't really know if we call it a model. I guess we'll put it on the wall or something once we get our office and stuff. But we try to be not broad, but as open-minded as possible, because that exceeds over generations, whatever your business is. And we try to do everything in-house. Like, we got as much as we can. If we don't know something, we're going to try to learn it as best we can. And if we can't satisfy the client from learning that, then we will outsource for that. But everything is pretty much in-house.
Okay, I come to you. Okay, I want to broaden my my marketing campaign. Now, being a broadcasting network, we obviously have our own, things that we do, including the social
Of course.
marketing. But knowing our business, and yes, we would have to tell you, I know you need certain answers to certain questions, but what would you do to help Voice America? What do you think you could do to help us?
Number one would be your social media content. Before coming on the show, and I've known you for probably about 3 months now after the first initial meet, is the content. I saw a lot of the captions and the actual articles and stuff, and I understand that could be good for if you're a business that's long running and such as, we're going to use this software that's going to put any kind of article that has to do with this subject, and it's automatically going to post to our feed. That's good in a sense, but also you need your original content. Better photos from in-house, snippets from the show, funny moments like, when we're all just laughing and such, that kind of stuff. Competitions, giveaways on the show. Okay, so we actually, you brought this up yourself, it's like we actually got these printed last night, very last minute, and we have extra ones. So it's like, why not have your guests bring on, like your idea, bring on extra thing, or also you giving away your book. That you have, which is a great book. You gave me a Nick signed copy. Thank you for that as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Very great book.
You're welcome.
So anything from that, or maybe one of your listeners that's coming on very frequently, they're coming back to listen, and I want to learn more and stuff like that. It's like, have them on the show. Have them come in and say what they're looking for and what their question is, and if they don't agree with online marketing, let's try to open their mind.
That'd be cool, yeah.
And try to explain to them how this can work and how this will be beneficial.
Right.
Maybe some breakdowns, like when we're talking about SEO and landing pages, maybe we could create a tutorial that you can offer to your clients, and then they'll see, oh wow,
we could do that live.
Works. We could do it
live.
live.
We do that for clients.
We could do a scenario.
Say, this is what we can do for you. Yeah.
So we
do
it.
Cool stuff, huh?
Very cool. Yeah, I'm always a big proponent of giveaways and that kind of stuff. I like the idea of, hey, best question that you email in this week gets to be the guest. A 2-minute segment as a guest the following week. That
or
kind of
repost.
Thing.
See, that's what. Or repost. Yeah, the best repost gets it.
And I hear a lot of this. So you guys are spot on. I'm hearing a lot of the stuff that. Again, Voice America, we get out and about, and there's things we can do, and I know what we need to do. I'm always open for input, and I can always use some good guys to help do certain parts of what we need done. But I'm just hearing this, the same things that we've talked about, and that we're working on. So. Spot on.
That's the thing, though, is that people talk about the ideas, but nobody moves on it. We actually move on it. So after the show, let's hit Korean barbecue, have a couple sake bombs, and we'll move on it.
I love it.
Why not,
I love it. All right. So, what's most important about content marketing?
What's most important about content marketing?
Yeah.
Reaching the end goal, the target that you're actually reaching out and trying to pull in and get to actually listen to your show. So if you're, what is it that you're trying to reach? When you're looking for your ideal audience, specific.
Because that's how, adding works. We can do it like
specific,
in an area, beach, bathing suit. You're not going to send that to Alaska. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, like, we're not going to put a bathing suit
That's
picture.
true. Okay. That's more, geographical?
Yeah.
Right.
Geo-targeting.
It could be societal, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Me, I'm looking for both hosts, talented professionals that want to get the message out there.
Okay.
To more audience to my show.
Okay.
To more audience to the network in general.
Perfect.
Educate people that want to be in media.
Okay, so that's your categories. You have hosts, you have audience, you have people that are looking for answers for marketing and stuff like that. That's your different categories that you guys can advertise to. Keep them in their own perspective, like by themselves. Put the keywords that are interested with those.
Right.
Let's make ads that are just around people that are looking to host shows, or hosts that want to get more engagements, or just audience, people that are interested in listening to live radio. Stuff like that, but let's keep them in their own lanes per se.
Yeah.
And let's market around that. So let's make content that will go with the ad that will specialize in just that region. So if you can do tips on hosts, how to start it up, how'd you start your host? Like just a quick segment on that. And we launch as an ad targeting host. That'd be gold right there.
That's awesome. Okay, Chad, how old are you?
I'm 20.
I thought you were like 20. I thought you were 26. 20 and 21.
Yeah, we're youngins.
These are the millennials right here. See, this is what I'm talking about.
We always get
John,
26,
you know?
and then they kind of win.
I don't know where it came from. Somebody said, I think.
I'm feeling really old right now.
Maybe it's because you get the.
We're always at the end of a deal.
You know what I mean? I don't know. What would you guess if you saw him?
I could say 26.
I could see it.
26 works.
Shaving the beard.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe leave the goatee.
Keep it, it works.
All right, well, listen, we got about maybe 4 minutes left here. Tell us, is there anything in particular you want to share with the audience? Be it websites.
I mean, like if you'd like,
domain,
if you'd like to get in contact with us, our website's still under development. We're trying to incorporate how we're going to make use out of our models with that and demonstrate that for all of potential clients. But right now, it's actually coming soon. It's pilierglobal.com. On that site, you can actually see that our email.
You might want to spell that, by the way.
So it's contact at PILIER global global.com and get in contact with us or Nick. I mean, we have that number too that they can get rid of.
Number's on the bio also, but for now it's 503-367-9654.
Okay.
And also, check out Kickbox Retaliation. Marketed the hell out of it.
There we go.
Maybe see me in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking for just real quick. Can you tell us a little bit about your character, or was that on a hush hush?
It's fine.
It's open.
I wasn't batted far off from my personality actually, so I kind of killed it. No, so I don't want to give too much information, but I'm like an offset smuggler. I live in the area of where they all Thailand, where they all travel to, and I pretty much help them out. I bail them out. Literally, you'll see on the movie. I hope you see. I literally bailed them out, and check it out.
I'm gonna watch the movie.
100%. Yeah.
Now, real quick, do you know martial arts?
I mean, I can do the moves, but I'd probably rip something before I got my leg up. Gotcha. There's form and there's stretching. So.
Yeah, I hear you. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank both Chad and Nick for joining us today. These guys are brilliant. Please, visit their site. Give them a call. They'll help you with whatever you need. So join us next week. We'll be back. Make sure you check us out at Jeff Spinney 2. Radio Ryan 1, and go to voiceamerica.com to listen to the On Demand and any other show in history. Thank you for being on the show, guys.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
It's awesome.